Hi, and welcome back to Armchair Pundits. As usual, you've got myself, James, you've got Darryl, you've got Leon. How are you? No, forget it. I'm going to skip with the pleasantries after the debacle of Saturday.
Wow, no need for hateration, bro. It's not our fault. We didn't do it to you. You to blame the refs, the PGMOL.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's going on like it's our fault, like we did it, bro. Just like eat that one, innit, bro? Just eat that one, innit? That's what I'm gonna say, you know.
What's still going on about that? You got wrapped up, it's cool, innit? Gonna have to eat that one.
My club will deal with it. Statement was strong, bro. Statement was strong.
I'll tell you what, though. I'll be honest with you. Obviously, you guys are there. You guys are at the game. Obviously, fortunately, due to work, I had to be at work. But I watched it while at work. I have to say, there's a little bit of sympathy for Liverpool from my behalf. A little bit. But seeing though you guys are there, I'll let you lot start off. Because obviously I had a different view watching it on Sky.
I think I was saying to Leon, obviously I don't go to games as much as you do. So the game looked completely different from what I've watched back since. And I said to Leon, like I said in the post-match video we did, as soon as Jones made the tackle, I was like, that's a red card. I was like, really? I was like, yeah, that's a red card.
Well, I texted you at the time and I asked you guys' thoughts, and you said there was a red card straight away. And I think I was more defensive of Jones at the time than you was.
Because you've seen the replays, innit?
Because we didn't get to see replays, so we only saw the initial challenge, and where you saw how he connected with his foot, it looked like a red from where we were. But obviously, looking at replays and whatever, you can sympathise with the situation. But the way that the rules are, the letter of the law, where he's connected with his leg, I know that he's saying that he obviously the ball, his connection with the ball meant that his momentum connected with Bissouma's leg, but he was never in a position to do what he was trying to do to protect the ball. He didn't have possession in that instance. So, as much as there's sympathy for the fact that I don't think it's like a free match ban red card, the nature of the challenge or the nature of how he's connected with Bissouma's leg and the pressure that's put on his leg, so it could have broken it. And so in that instance, I can understand why it was given.
We're appealing, and because
I can see that they would reduce it.
I can see it could be.
It's not even that. It's not even that. The VAR messed up again. Because in the rules, you're not allowed to show a steal like they did.
See now,
as the referee was going up. No, it's written in the rules. As he's going up, his first vision is a leg breaking tackle, a leg breaking steal. That's what he sees.
I'm saying, so I can't believe they made another mistake.
Yeah, exactly. You're not allowed to do that.
I'll be honest with you, I was going to touch on that as well, because when I was watching it on Sky, obviously we see the whole thing played out in slow motion and stuff like that, and you could see what he was trying to do. And like I said to you at the time on the messages, James, I said to you in the letter of the law, he's gone over the ball, and he's made contact with the player's legs with his stud. So that's a red card. I can get that. There was no intent, there was no malice behind it. But I have to say, from the referee standpoint, when he goes to that screen and that is paused on that point where the studs are in the player's legs, he's over the ball, it looks like a leg breaking challenge, like you said.
Exactly.
And even when he replays it back and stuff like that image is obviously in his mind. And obviously, Bissouma's still down, he's still injured and stuff like that. And it's one of those. If he had got injured, it would have been unfortunate because I don't think there was any intent to it. And like I said, in the letter of the law, that is a red card. But if it gets reduced, fair enough, I get that. If it gets completely rescinded because VAR's messed up, that's just a next thing from the debacle of this match, like you said.
Because to go against or to forget that incident, because like I said, in the stadium I thought it was a red, so I was content. It was a red card. I thought, okay, cool. Then when we scored, and Leon was like, "That's offside." I'm like, In my head, I was thinking that's not offside. But then
I was begging, bro. I was begging.
Yeah, okay. Then they quickly called offside, and then I remember you, Leon, saying, "Why is the VAR message still on the screen? Why haven't they taken it off? The message complete stayed on the screen for ages,
bro.
And we just thought it was a mistake.
See, that was
another signal.
And that's exactly where it was.
Again, that's something. See, now from my point of view, my perspective, when I was watching it, first thing I thought is, "Oh my days, what a finish!" So this is typical.
I said that to James. I said that to James, bro. I was like, Lord of mercy.
And the next thing you know, is the flag's gone up. I said, "Oh, so it's offside." Then obviously, quite quickly, the images come up, and I was like, "That ain't offside. That's going to get overturned." And then it didn't get overturned, and you're like, "Okay." So in my head, I was looking at it saying, "Well, obviously, maybe the angle that we're looking at it from on the screen, we can't tell completely. VAR's made the decision. It's offside. Roll on. Carry on with the game. We got lucky there. We got let off." And as you know, like myself and Leon, we work in broadcast, and within a frame of video, there's movement within a football's placing in a frame of video. There is no objective way using just video alone, without sensors or without using a sound reference or something like that. Video alone, there's 24 frames in video. There will be movement in that ball. So when you've decided when the ball's been played to the point where the player is offside, there is room for adaptation on that. So in my head, I thought, okay, well, VAR's obviously made their decision. It must be offside because, again, depends what angle you're looking at it from. There's different camera angles. Camera lenses are completely different. You can't just go on, because I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, well, look at the lines on the pitch." The lines on the pitch are only perspective depending if you've got the correct angle. You know, we've all seen optical illusions of lines and stuff like that. So you can't go for that. So in my head, when I was watching it on Sky, I'm like, okay, well, the decision's been made. It looked onside to me, but it must be close. But then we didn't see no lines. So I was like, okay, this is a bit confusing. But we rolled on, the game moved on, and it wasn't until the end of the game that the statement came out, and then you hear that it was wrongly disallowed. And even now, I'm still a bit miffed of how that scenario even still occurred and how it wasn't rectified, and the apology came out so late.
So hear this. Apparently, you probably know this bit, but apparently he didn't see the flag go up. Don't know how both of them didn't see the flag go up. So when he was doing his VAR check, he thought it was a goal. So he looked at it, saw the lines, and was like, okay, that's onside. Check complete. And put check complete.
Goal stands in his mind.
But then, in his mind, goal stands.
Okay.
But I'm also hearing today, when I was watching Sky, that even after he took the free kick, he still didn't even tell the referee until half time.
This is the point I don't get. Because
tell him.
In your head, if you're saying goal stands and you don't see the ball go back to the centre circle and the opposing team kicking off,
you're panicking.
Surely you're saying something, innit? Like, you know, I've heard rumours saying that now, once the whistle's blown, VAR can't then intervene again and stuff like that. I don't know about that.
They can't.
But at the end of the day, it's an injustice. Something's wrong. You've seen that it's not gone back to the centre circle for a kickoff, so that means the goal hasn't been given. The goalkeeper's kicking it for the offside. Surely at some point you raise it and say, like, hello guys, we said goal given, like, but nothing was said. And then even at half time, nothing was said. Like, Sky didn't know nothing.
Klopp found out.
Klopp found out at half time.
But they apparently he found out at half time. They told him at half time. But what's messed up for me is this process. So obviously they've seen the lines. So Liverpool probably tried to contact the match officials, and match officials probably told them, "Listen, we've made a mistake." But what I don't get
that kind of explains why Klopp was so calm about it after, because in his interviews and stuff, he knew, I guess, but it's still wrong.
But what I don't get is this is what I would have assumed. I would have assumed any VAR, you have a process. You check it. You speak to your colleague. You say, "Okay, cool. I'm going to go with not offside, whatever." So then you both have to have some kind of input before you go to the referee and make a decision. So if that's not the case, and only the one guy's having an input and he's only jumping in if and when, that's a lack of cohesion in their system. because you should have a fail-safe of some sort. That's the way I see it. But then, I don't know, it's just, I think they also said, how would you guys have felt if they'd found out and he'd gone over to the manager and said, listen, we've kicked off. After you've kicked off, because obviously there's nothing you can do. After you've blown the whistle, you kicked off, the game, that position is dead. If he goes over to both managers and said, listen, just found out that goal should have stood.
Kicked off for what, though?
Because obviously the free kick. Once they've taken the free kick.
After they've taken the free kick? The ref could have stopped it. The amount of times they stop things for like nonsense, they could have stopped.
By law, he's not. I was going to say again, I was watching Sky Sports on it. By law, he's not. But what Warnock was saying was, couldn't he have just gone to them? Yeah, couldn't he have just gone to them and said, listen, a mistake has happened. How do you want to handle it? Because it could, in theory, because obviously they're talking about the Bielsa thing, innit? When Bielsa realised that it should have been a goal, Bielsa was like, just give him the goal. The players didn't like it, and we saw, what's his name, centre back, trying to stop the goal. Pontus Janssen. But he gave the goal. I just wonder, in a stadium, they could have avoided all that. Obviously, you guys would have been vexed and miffed what's happened, but at some point you'd have realised something must have gone wrong. And then none of this would be happening.
Again,
but it's hard to do that because you have to agree to that.
It's hard to do that in a stadium as well because, as you know, Leon, how many times we've been to games and bars come up and we've got no information, no understanding of what's going on, what's happening. The communication is poor.
It just says VAR check, and they've tried to get give a bit more information by saying what they're checking, but you can't see exactly what's being put on the screen. You don't really know sometimes you don't even know what has happened that they're looking at. Because there could be an off the ball incident that you weren't even looking at that could have happened and they're checking it and you're like, what are they checking? So
and we've seen it in games.
I don't know.
We've seen it in games at Tottenham where they're quick to put out the wide picture of the pitch to get rid of controversy and stuff like that. And they've done that deliberately to keep the calm.
Quickly they put up the Jones. Quickly they put up the Jones thing to incite you guys. Because when you said it to me, Leon, a contention, I was like, in my head, then later when we saw the Jones, I was like, isn't that contentious? Seriously.
Yeah, I was surprised they put it up there.
But when you're watching,
they took it down quick though.
When you're watching on Sky though, you're getting the information of what they're checking for because you get as like, okay, they're checking for the offside. He's not offside. They're just checking. They're checking for a foul now. You know, because VAR checks several things. It's not just one thing that they check.
Yeah.
And everything related around the goal, they will check. So, again, it would have been a hard one to have had that conversation with the referee in front of all the fans, and the fans are not understanding it and what's going on, because it would have been clear and concise of what's actually happened. That the managers would understand, maybe the players would understand, but you're talking a stadium full of 62,000+ people. And that happens, it's going to be it's going to cause issues.
I don't know. It's like if common sense would have said, you know what? Obviously, that goal should have been a goal, and it's been wrongly called offside for. To see us go and score in an empty net, you would know that you'd automatically click. Okay, that should have been a goal. Something's gone wrong. Just because most people would have seen the other one. But anyway, that didn't happen. We'll go back to the game.
VAR's made it a different thing now because all this stuff with VAR has made it a different game now as a fan. To react to these things, so it would have been difficult. But back to the game. Like I said, bit of sympathy for Liverpool because unbelievably, with 10 men and then with 9 men, you lot played out your skin, showed heart, determination against adversity of all the stuff that happened. And dug in and gave us nothing. Like, to be honest with you,
deserve the draw, man.
You did deserve the draw.
No, you did. There's no two ways about it. It was an even game, even when you were down to 10 men. It was an even game. In fact, you were better when you went down to 10 than you were when you had 11. I thought you guys handled yourself really, really well tactically, and both teams, I felt, gave a good account of themselves. It was a good advert for the Premier League. It's just a shame that the officials didn't match the same level of the play, because realistically, when you did go down to 9, we didn't really have any answers, and I felt like the players were we were moving the ball too slowly, so it made it easier to defend. But it was only until Porro actually went out wide, because he was still all the fullbacks were doing this inverted thing constantly. Kulusevski was doing the same thing all the time, cutting in, trying to put a cross in, and not
running into the traffic,
not doing anything. Basically,
Leon, you're saying all the things that I was saying. I was cussing at the time. I was in my Spurs WhatsApp group. I was cussing, saying like, why is Kulu doing the same thing over and over again? Why is Porro coming inside? We need to get wide. To be honest with you, when they went down to 9 men, and Klopp it was a mastermind by Klopp of how he did it. The bank of 4, bank of 5, and then the bank of 3 in front. It was something to behold, and we were just basically tactically inept when that happened. Like, now, part of me blames players, because as players, you should understand what's going on and what you're trying to do to break down a team and what's not working. As a coach, again, I don't understand some of Andrew's substitutions, and surely he should know in that situation. And I know it's not something you practice a lot on a training pitch, to be down against 9 men and deal with 2 blocks. But anyone who knows football in that situation understands you've got to spread the game, you've got to get wide, you've got to get balls in the box from wide, flood the box. And we didn't do that. And the one time we finally did it at the end, Porro went wide, he whipped the ball in, and unfortunately for Matip, put it in his own net. That's what you should have been doing. Like, I've said, the way we played with Liverpool down to 9 men, they need to look at that. They need to go to the video analysis room and work out what they was doing wrong, and that can't happen again. You can't be down to 9 men against Liverpool. Liverpool down to 9 men against us at home, and we can't find a way to get past them to take the victory in an important match like that. That's ridiculous. I was rather disappointed, if I was honest with you. Like, I can imagine how frustrated you were at the stadium, Leon.
Yeah, it was. I mean, James knows, because the subs, bro. In the end, the thing is, I understood that we didn't have many options as subs, because we're missing Bradley Johnson. So in hindsight, looking back, I'm like, okay, you didn't have many options, but the problem was that the people who are capable of doing something weren't on the pitch anymore. So Madison was injured, was carrying an injury. Son was carrying an injury, and we brought off Udogie, who I felt would have been better at trying to help us get a goal than bringing on Davis. So I didn't really understand that. He was on a yellow, but at that point, Liverpool literally took off all their attackers. So we didn't have anyone to defend anyway. It was literally a case of, let's try and get an overload. But we brought on the wrong guys, because we had Højbjerg, who doesn't really make runs or play forward passes that often, and Davis. So it didn't make sense.
Skip.
We didn't have enough options. And Skip. Oh, I forgot about Skip.
And all these guys came on before Vélez. I don't get it. You're chasing the game, and you don't
I didn't understand that either.
What was I telling you, Leon? In this thing, I was telling you need to bring on Vélez, and you're like, what's he going to do? I said, you need to cross the ball.
Yeah.
You need to cross the ball.
Yeah, but we weren't putting the crosses in the box.
Nah. But
until he came on.
And then you brought on Land of the Giant, bruv. Flipping Ibrahim Konate, that was it, mate.
Yeah. But Leon, like you said, actually, on that cross, if Matip actually doesn't get there, Vélez is one of the first players in line to get that. So that's what you do. You bring on players that are going to read the game and do that. We were just playing so static, straight down, trying to go. How are you trying to go down the throat, right down the middle of a team that's playing a bank of 5 and a bank of 3 with 9 men? How are you trying to tip it? No one even taking shots from outside the box on that, and just it was just frustrating.
I was begging for Sarr to shoot, because there's so many times he goes back to shoot, and I was like, shoot. But he didn't do it, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, when I came out of the game, first thing I said to Leon was, with 9 men, I'll take that. I'll take that. I was happier before I heard about the PGMO, because that vexed me when I heard that. But at the end of the game, I was like, with 9 men, to lose with 30 seconds to go, I can take that. Because personally, I don't think we would have lost if we had 10 or 11.
Nah.
That's the way I saw the game.
But you know what?
You never know.
You looked really, really well, but at the same time, you've last minute won games against us so many times, bro. I'm just like, you know what? We had one coming for us. Like we had this fortune today, boy. Because at least in the last 3 seasons, you've scored at least 3 last minute goals to beat us, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. When they had 10 men, like I was worried about them on the counter. Like I thought with 10 men, there's gonna be us with 10 men. I thought there's gonna be us with 10 men because they played
better with 10 men, as I said. And they
what did you think of Sabazlai? What do you think of Sabazlai up in close to Leon?
Bro, he's quality. Like some people don't understand the hype, but no, man, the kid has got something special. And I said to you, the goal that you scored, what did I say? Closing down, giving time to caress the balls to the back post for Van Dijk to score. But you can see his quality, man. He touches like under pressure, discipline, energy. He's basically doing everything. He was playing like the midfielder that you've been looking for since Gerrard. That's how he's been playing.
Yeah.
So I'm never happy to lose the game.
Sure, though, but you can you can take something out of that because the heart and determination that you basically gave to that. You regardless of the result and losing, you gain something out of that. Just as much as us as Tottenham, we gained something out of it. Because I can tell you now, if we didn't get the 3 points against Liverpool Liverpool at home, Spursy. You're hearing Spursy again. You're hearing people come in and say all that stuff. So,
bro, very Spursy. But you know what? We got away with one. We really did. But I'll take it because
I'll take it.
We've had many go against us in the past.
A little bit of sympathy. That's it. Just a little bit because we know.
I think the last thing I'll say on it is that performance, I think it's put a lot of teams on notice.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because now people weren't sure whether we're back, but like I kept saying last year, and Darryl loved to cuss me, but my midfielder, I said to you, bro, we need our midfielders. Now we've got our midfielders. The team is back, and it's going to take a lot to actually beat us in 90 minutes for me. So Brighton next,
bro. Even through all this, you're 2 points behind top spot, bro. That's the madness of
it's crazy.
So
that's true. But cool. I don't know, man.
It's alright, bro. You can talk about City. They lost, didn't it?
There you go, man.
Gave everyone a bit of hope.
I have to give credit to Gary O'Neill, because even to this day, I still don't understand why Bournemouth let him go. And you're bringing in a rookie, not a rookie manager, but you're bringing a manager that's never managed in the league, and your team isn't really set, and he hasn't won a game yet. And Gary O'Neill's there, revived you from literally they lost 9. I think it was 9-0 against us, 9-0 against us, and he came in and he turned it around to even beat us in the reverse leg.
Mm-hmm.
And for them not to keep him, it was crazy. So Wolves,
they beat us.
Every game I've seen, I think they did.
Yeah.
I think every game I've seen Wolves from the first game against Man United, they've looked threatening. I think maybe the odd game where it hasn't quite worked, but it's just they need a finisher. But the tactics he deploys for each game seems to be set and on point each game. And it's just whether his players are good enough to finish
or take their chances. Yeah, that's literally it. Are they good enough to take their chances? And for once they did. Some fortune, a lot of fortune, but fortune favours the brave, and they got bodies in the box and caused problems, man.
We've got to talk about Rodri, because I think he's the issue. Right? You don't realize how good someone is until they're not in your team. And for them to lose midweek, that's 2 games in a row they've lost. Yes, it was Carabao Cup, but they don't usually lose like that. And he scores so many crucial goals for them just to take him out of trouble. And then we're obviously all happy that they lost, but now they've got Arsenal coming up. And Arsenal, we're sitting there thinking, no Rodri, we're never going to get better. No Rodri, no De Bruyne. And let's be honest, Haaland doesn't look like the same Haaland of last season. Don't know why. He just doesn't. He seems more frustrated. Maybe it's right. Actually, I do know why.
He's missing De Bruyne,
to lay on the plate for it. But it's mad.
Well, we'll see what happens against Arsenal. Arsenal is still so focused on the Tottenham Liverpool game. Like the amount of Arsenal fans that I've heard shouting at me about this decision, like they're Liverpool fans in disguise, bro. I don't know. But anyway, Arsenal did their thing, destroyed Bournemouth. It was a good result by them. Played very well. Interesting little moment, obviously. Even hearing Arteta talk about after the match, where Saka gave out the penalty for Havertz, and they're saying that it could be a turning point for him. What's your thoughts on that? Like, obviously, fancy football, that's not a good look.
I thought it was weird. When I looked at it, because obviously we didn't see the game. So when I looked at it, I was like, why? I don't understand this whole sharing thing. Like, Saka was the penalty taker, and now if he scores a goal, he gives it to Odegaard. Then I get it, handing it to your new signing, 60 million signing, get him onto the score sheet. So I don't know. I give them credit because for them, they're trying to find. They know how good he is. They probably see it in training every week, and they know he just needed a break. So, and it shows you how close knit they are.
That's what that's doing
that. Because many other teams, I can't see Salah doing that. I'll be honest. I can't see us having a new signing has not hit goals.
I wouldn't want my penalty taker to be doing it. To be honest with you, I know some. No,
you wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't.
He's a good penalty taker though.
But you're the penalty taker at your club for a reason. Now, you like, especially as Saka's the captain as well. Like, you say.
Odegaard.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Odegaard's the captain. Actually, for real. But regardless,
I'm not gonna lie, bro. When we had Kane, I didn't even want to see no one else even dare touch the ball, bro. I went Kane on pens, and even if Kane missed a pen, because I know that Kane is likely to score. I only see him miss him a couple of times, and most of those were just whatever. Like, he missed against Liverpool, and he hit one against Southampton over the bar. But by and large, in big pressure moments, Kane has always scored. So I didn't want to see when Kane weren't playing, I was like, oh no, it's going to be Son or Ali, and both of them. I'm like,
if the game was 0-0, if the game was 0-0, they're not doing it. Let's be honest. If the game was 0-0, they're not doing it.
I don't think it's an issue when you're there's no issue if their man take their pens and score it, because it's only ever going to be a problem if someone misses. And then, or if they don't get 3 points.
We've seen games change on moments like that, though. You know, obviously, they were finished. Arsenal were calm in that game.
They didn't have nothing for Arsenal.
Still, interesting one. But it does go to show that camaraderie they got and that unity as a team and stuff like that. And the fact that the man just backed it as well and I've said he's heartfelt, emotional over it and stuff like that. Goes to show where Arsenal are at, to be honest with you. So I hope City are back. Hope City are back this week because,
Listen, I want to draw. We both want to draw. Let's be honest. We both want to draw because we can both pretend. You can go top, and we can go top. But
no, we just need to stay in and around. There's no point us being top. Just be in and around.
Excuse me. It's scary to go top.
We'll Spursy that out, bro. As soon as we hit top spot, everyone will be like, Tottenham, we were genuine title contenders, and then they will be losing to Bournemouth, bro. We can't be Bournemouth because we played them, but, Luton's next.
I hope for a lot of fans, 9-men Liverpool should have been a realisation of actually where we're realistically at. That's
bro, you're about it this year.
Real talk.
You're about it this year.
All right, before we close up, we'll just do, obviously, Man United lost. It's not looking too good. Are they in big trouble? Obviously, we've probably got a couple of minutes to go. Are they in big trouble, or do you think they'll turn it around? I think, Darryl, you might have said to me a couple of weeks ago that you think that he might be gone in December.
Yeah, because they've invested so much in his strategy and his philosophy and stuff like that. And the way he's moving, the way he's going on, I know some of the players back him and stuff like that, but alienating some of the players like Sancho and stuff like that. If you don't start getting the results, like, they're going to start questioning. I expected him to kind of start turning it around, lock up the defence, start winning games 1-0 again, just like he did last time, just get them back on track. But to lose at home again against Palace, you're talking
after you beat
them midweek, and you're talking like you're supposed to be top of the food chain as a manager, and Roy Hodgson's supposed to be on his way out retiring, and they've come to Old Trafford and won a game quite comfortably, to be honest with you. So I think he's in trouble. So if he doesn't start turning around soon, like I said, January transfer window.
I think defensively, they've been unlucky with injuries because Shaw's missing. And they've obviously rotated because Varane's been out. Malacia is out. Martinez has been in and out. I don't know. I just don't think they've got much cohesion. They had to play, what's his name? Amrabat at left back. He's a legit DM, legit. And they had to play him at left back. So, it doesn't help. But at the same time, it's Man United. People expect more. Although they haven't been the Man United of old for a long time now. So I think he'll get more time than people think. If he hasn't lost the dressing room, he'll stay. If he's losing the dressing room, then I think maybe you're right, he's on borrowed time. But I can't see them getting rid because realistically, who are they going to get that's going to fix their problems? They need someone who's willing to be part of a project at long term, because turning Man United into a successful team is not an overnight job. No. So they're going to need time.
We still expect them to get results at home against Palace, regardless of what they're going through.
Oh, 100% against Palace. But Roy Hodgson's 5 games unbeaten at Old Trafford at the moment.
Yeah, true. But I know those fans.
Yes, remember half of it, said.
Well. Alzheimer's, isn't it?
It's getting old, man. It's getting old.
I remember this one now.
Yeah.
I remember this one now.
It's a great goal by Anderson, by the way. The timing of that strike was beautiful. Absolutely.
Remind me of Rio Ferdinand back in the day against Liverpool. I think he did something similar to that, or was it O'Shea? One of them two did something like that against us.
Yeah. No, I think the technique and the time was brilliant. So fair play.
But yeah, other than that,
cool.
is a interesting weekend. Obviously, Villa. Wow, what can you say about that match? Chelsea finally got their win today, so they could be on the way on the bounce back. But yeah, it's looking very spicy out there in the table now. It's like all the teams that we said will be there and thereabouts. Newcastle as well are there. So it's going to be an interesting season. City's just obviously gave us all that bit of hope now that they're not going to run away and ramp off in the league this year. So it's going to be interesting. I know James is happy about it. Happy despite the loss.
Yeah, I'm content. I'm content, man, because
it's early.
Going into the game, we could have gone top, and it's early, and it would have been good. Doesn't mean much now. Like I said, 10 games is when I look at it properly. But okay, cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for your hospitality. This time wasn't as good as last year. Last year, I got the W when I went there.
Yeah, because you had Eric Dyer paying for you, bro. That's why.
But this time you had the referee's assistant paying for you. So let's see, yeah. Bro, that you remind me of. Have you seen the advert where the referee goes to VAR and says Domino's?
Domino.
That's what was happening there, bro. Thanks, guys. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. Keep on watching. And remember to watch our shorts on Instagram. All right, take it easy. Peace.
Later.